Hello and welcome to the Calculator Review, hosted on Caliquin.com. Today I've got something a little bit different. This is the Subway, one second, let me bring up my little notepad thing here. The Subway 12-inch Ultimate Meatball Marinara Calculator. This was only recently released and discontinued, so by the time this video goes out, you won't be able to purchase it, unfortunately. But a friend recommended that I try it, which I thought was a little cool because, like, I've been wanting people to recommend calculators to me. So let's get this out. This was purchased brand new at Subway just a short while ago, actually. Oh, and it comes with some of these. It's got an interesting smell for a calculator. It doesn't have that plasticky, like new calculator smell at all. Like, this is completely different. It's almost garlicky, actually, so pretty odd shaped, almost like a burrito, I guess. Alright, so, alright, well, let's get this thing open and check it out, see how it works. Alrighty, so, I don't know if I need my screwdriver set to get this open. It looks like it wasn't really sealed or anything, it's just kind of wrapped in this paper. Okay. Okay, that's not the actual device. My bad. Oh, it looks like it might have broken. Okay. Okay, oh, alright, okay. I got this figured out now. Alright, so, okay, I'd like to perform a calculation with it, and, based on, I had to look up some videos of this thing because I wasn't really sure. I mean, I always do a little bit of research on every calculator that I review, and when I was looking at the videos of people operating this, it looked like they actually ingested it, which really interesting way of doing a calculator, to be honest. And okay, so well, this was released in 2018. And this is a 12-inch calculator. So I guess 2018 times 12. And I honestly don't really know. I guess I'm just supposed to, like, take a bite and I'll get the answer somehow. Anyway, let's give it a try. I got a full meatball in my mouth there. Okay, so the question was 2018 times 12, and the first number that's coming to my mind is 36. I don't think that's correct. So not the most accurate calculator, which kind of some major points. And also, so I just took a bite of this, and there's now less of the calculator than there was before. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's do a simple one, 3 times 4. Uh, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, alright. So as far as, like, simple calculations, it seems to be fine. 8 minus 2. And that would be 6. So, interesting. Interesting way of doing a calculator. I want to see if it has, like, a square root function. You see me before do the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, which, let's see if this gives me either 1.9999 and so on, or just the number 2. So I'm going to take a big bite of it. I'm assuming that I'm going to need it's going to require more for processing power. So I know the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is, of course, 2. So this does seem to at least be pretty accurate. So it's odd, like, it wasn't able to calculate 12 times, what was it, 18 or 16, whatever it was, or 2018 times 12, that's what it was. Yeah, really bad at calculating large numbers, but as far as like small calculations, this thing's pretty spot on. Anyway, let's check out some of these other features, see what's on the inside of it. It looks like I don't need a screwdriver to get into it. I just pull it open, and looks like it's pretty like, I haven't seen these kind of materials used in a calculator before. It's kind of messy, but given that you're supposed to ingest it, I guess that makes sense. I don't know, I've never used an ingestible calculator before. So, side note, by the way, this actually tastes really good. Definitely better than other calculators I've tasted in the past. There's a lot of cheese. Now, I had mozzarella added to mine, so this probably has more cheese than the calculator would have come with otherwise. Anyway, so let's try some other... I'm kind of curious, what happens if you divide by 0 with this? So, given that that's a pretty intensive calculation, I'm going to just finish this whole half. We'll just do standard 1 divided by 0, so let's see what the calculator gives me. Still processing, I gotta keep eating this. Now, one thing I'll note is a lot of times calculators are pretty one-handed, but given how messy this thing is, I really need to use 2 hands, and it leaves a lot of stuff on my fingers, so this isn't something I can like work on my computer and the calculator at the same time, or work with a piece of paper, which is really unfortunate because I'm not going to be able to record any of these calculations. So definitely some negative points on that. Still dividing by 0. It hasn't given me an answer yet, but that could be due to a infinite loop. So, not entirely sure how to reset the calculator because it's not giving me an answer. Yeah, this is... Alright. I guess I'm just going to have to try something. I'll just do a 0 times 0. Hopefully that'll solve the problem. And I've got the second half of the calculator over here. Actually, before I perform that calculation, I want to get a picture of this for the website, of course. And given that this calculator is diminishing as I'm using it, I'm not going to have anything to show for the website. So let's get a quick picture here. Oops. Okay. And of course, I always get pictures of the interiors of calculators. I like to show like the battery power, or whatever it is. Like, this doesn't claim to be solar powered or battery powered, so I'm not really sure what mechanism it's using. But I'm wondering if these are sort of the batteries. I don't know. This is bizarre. This is a really weird recommendation from a friend for a calculator review. But I mean, I'm glad to have tried it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to add this to my collection because once I'm done with calculations, I'm not going to have anything left. So, all right. Well, let's go. I still need to reset it. I haven't got an answer for 1 divided by 0. So let's do let's quickly do 0 times 0, which, well, we'll see what the answer is. I must say, operating this calculator is very satisfying. This is definitely the tastiest a calculator has ever been. Now, 0 times 0, of course, is 0. Okay, it seems like the calculator is now working the way it should. So I want to try a couple other things. I want to try like a memory function, see if that works. I don't see any buttons on it for memory functions, so I'm going to need to remember, let's just go with pi. I need to remember 3.14, and we'll just go with that. That's all I can remember offhand of pi. But so I'm going to take 3.14, store that into memory, and then recall it later. So I'm going to store it into memory now. It's a bit slower than a typical calculator. I guess it depends on the user, like how fast can they ingest it. Alright, so I now have that number stored into memory. So let's perform another calculation. Let's just go with 2 plus 2, just for simplicity's sake. And 2 plus 2, of course, is 4. Now, I want to take that and multiply it by the number stored in our memory. So the answer would be 4 times whatever I've got stored in memory. And let's see what that gives. Okay, so the number that's coming to mind is 12.8. I don't have another calculator to verify that. Sounds about right. 4 times 3.14, 12.8. I don't know. Wish I had some way of verifying that, but my hands are a mess and I don't want to damage any other calculators. But I mean, that sounds kind of right. So, cool. So what else do we have here? So I'm not sure what kind of display you would call this. It seems to be, I don't know, it's bizarre. I've never used an adjustable calculator before. This is very new to me, and I assume like these aren't really all that popular. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really been following Subway's sales. Anyway, as far as other functions of a calculator, let's I don't know. Let's doesn't seem to be any kind of games. Doesn't have a radio or anything. No clock. Pretty basic functionality, like actually more basic than what I'm used to with a calculator. But also very messy. But they were nice enough to supply me with a bunch of these napkins, so I'm able to clean myself up a bit after performing all these operations. But overall, I like it. I would definitely recommend it. Sadly, it's been discontinued, but maybe you can find one on eBay. I paid about $8 for this. You can actually get only half the calculator for like $5.30 or something. I guess it varies depending on what taxes are. But word of warning: if you purchase it from eBay, it's probably not going to be very warm because well, there's just really no way to ship something and keep it warm. I don't know what kind of state it's going to be in if it gets to you. So just, I would be cautious if you're planning on buying this on eBay or seeing if you can find it at Goodwill. I don't know how long the batteries, I guess, last. I don't know if what I'm saying is I don't know if this thing's gonna work after a few days or months or possibly even years, like some of my very old calculators. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you can find one. Highly recommended. With the exception of the mess that it makes. Like, I don't think I could recommend using this in school or at work. I don't know. Anyway, I'd like to thank my friend for recommending this calculator. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I went a bit longer than most, but that's because of the slow processing power. I apologize for that, but not a whole lot I can do about it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Anyway, have a great week. Bye.